Well, the obsession began about 10 years ago, where I just was in love with this substance. It just made me feel so good inside. I just couldn't help it. I would buy a little bit, sneak a little bit here and there. It was just this magical feeling inside that I just couldn't stop. And then recently, I discovered the ultimate satisfaction. You know, you just get a little bit of it, and then when that rush is over, you wait. You wait for that burst to come again. You know, it's like any opportunity you have, you just want it, you just need it. Wanting more and more and more, and it's something you can't tell anybody, because it's like they think you're crazy, you know, nobody could really understand, you know, they tell you they empathize, but they give you the look, you know, that look. And so you have to hide it. You can't tell anybody. I don't think I'm ready to share it with the world. It's just been a secret for a long time, and I know it's finally available to the world. I hesitate. I don't even know if you're ready, and I don't know if I'm ready, and if I tell you and you tell the world, I don't know, can I trust you? I'll tell you, but just you. But you have to promise me you won't tell anybody else, because once it runs out, or when it does, or if it does, we won't have any more for us, and that's scary. So just keep it between you and me. Got it? Okay. I'll let you in on the secret.
Pursebuzz.
Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing a review on Sugarpill. It's just recently released. I'm sure you guys heard about it, or if you follow me on my blog, you've heard about it. I've done all different kinds of tests on this thing. I mean, I've like done everything under the sun that could possibly ruin the shadow on my eyes, you know, creasing, fading. I went snowboarding with this on, and it was still amazing. So I'll have pictures up for you guys to see. So we're just gonna get right into the review. We're gonna do some swatches against the Makeup Forever Coastal Scents, some matte colors, so you guys can see the pigmentation, the texture, and all that good stuff. See all the colors right now. So I'm gonna start this review off with a red color. This one is called Love Plus. And this is a matte shadow, but there is a little bit of shimmer to it, just so slightly that I would call it a satin, because sometimes you get this really pretty color and it's just so matte and just feel like it's such a flat color, especially if you're not used to it. This is a really great product for you. So I'm going to do some swatches of course, you know, the Sugarpill and then the other brands as well, because I want you guys to get a sense of the color along with like other brands that you are familiar with. And this is actually really intense, and so if you are planning on getting this one, do put a little bit of a thicker base so that you can prevent any staining. Of course, the staining will come off. So that's the red, and then along with that there is a loose shadow called Asylum, and this one's more of a rusty red. It's not quite red. Put that right next to it right here. And if I used a brush, it'd be much prettier, but it is a firecracker, almost a little rusty because it kind of has like a little bit of an orange tint to it. And then in comparison, I'm going to show you a couple of other brands here. This is the Coastal Scents red. This is the CM05. So I'm just going to put that on my hand right next to it. And see, it's not even like a true red. And then the next one right here is Stars Makeup Haven, Flare for the Dramatic. Flare for the Dramatic. You put that on right next to it. This one's also really nice, but it's different. You can see that. It's a little bit more of a blue base. And then this last one right here is Ben Nye. And the Ben Nye one is called Cherry. This one is frosty, so it's a little bit hard to compare, but you can just see for yourself that that one's a little bit more pink too. So if you were to pick a red, I would definitely pick the Sugarpill one as a true red, something that's really easy to blend. And you know, of course I love all the other colors, but if you're looking for a true red, the Sugarpill Love Plus is perfect. This one right here is really pretty too, but as you can see, it's a little bit more sheer, so I would go for this one. Okay, the next one up is Flame Point, and Flame Point is just a really intense orange, and of course my favorite color is orange, and so I just think this is a great color. This one again has the same type of texture. It's really soft, it's smooth, and it's matte with just a little hint of sparkle to it, but you don't see it, but it's one of those things that just really help the matte color just look really dimensional and great on your lid. So I'm going to put that on my hand. You can see the color. You can see that right there. It's really pretty. And then I'll have pictures, of course, on the website, and then maybe I'll have it on the corner too. And then a color that Makeup Forever has, this one right here is their orange. You can see that. And it's kind of comparable. It's a little bit lighter in comparison, but I will show you that one right next to it. I think that one is number 18. But it is a different shade of orange. So if you're looking for a little bit more of a darker orange, then I recommend the Sugarpill. But the consistency is, the Sugarpill one's a little bit more solid. This one's a little bit more sheer, as you can see right there. And then the Coastal Scents has that Palette Creative Me, the CM04. So I'll just compare that to right next to it. And that one too is a little bit more sheer. It's not as pigmented in comparison to the Sugarpill. Alrighty, moving along to the yellow. This one right here is a really pretty yellow. I just think that all these colors are just really impressive to me. This one's the Buttercup Cake. If you like in-your-face colors, if you want them to be solid, really opaque, then this is the way to go. If you want to save some money, you can get the palette, although at the end you will have a repeat of a color, so that's just kind of a bummer there. Alright, so I'm going to swatch this yellow. You can see that. And of course, you know, if you use a brush, it's not going to look like all powdery like that. I wouldn't call these chalky at all. I think that the color is just great, and you can just blend it really easily. There's also a gold here called Goldilocks, which is the one that everyone is raving about. And this is the loose shadow. I personally am more excited about the pressed shadows because the loose shadows, well, I just spilled one, so I'm a little bit like, ugh, this sucks. But it's almost like, it's not quite like a solid liquid metal, but the color translates that way. You can see it's gold, and there's tiny little flecks of gold in it too. And then for comparisons with yellow, here's a MAC Chrome Yellow, so you can see it is different. Oh, this angle is kind of hard for me to do it, but there it is. So you can see that the colors are different. So these aren't dupes. These are just like comparisons of textures and things like that. And then this is a Coastal Scents one, which is like totally a different color, so that doesn't matter. Alright, the next up are greens, and this is Midori. See, this is the palette right here. You can see I like the palette itself. I think it's just a nice packaging, and the back is just, everything is just so detailed that the con is their packaging is just so cute that I don't want to throw it away, but I'm always throwing away the packages. So that's a bummer. I know it's kind of a weird con, but it's like, why are they so cute? And then this actual palette right here is really heavy. I was joking with Amy, the owner, and saying it's like a brick. And it's the mirror that makes it really heavy. So it's one of those things, like if you want a mirror, you know, you've got to have a heavy palette. If you don't want a mirror, then it could be lighter. There isn't an option right now, but it's just something to think about. So this is Midori. Let me show you this color here. This is one of my favorites. I've been using it so much. See that? It's such a pretty green. It's actually one of their more of a satin color because it's kind of frosty, but not quite like 80s frosty. And I don't really have anything that compares to it. This is Mac Kelly. It's totally different, but I guess I'll swatch so you can see. But it's like a totally different green. You know, it's matte also. It's a different finish. And then this is the Coastal Scents CM12, which is also different. You can see that's a little bit more brighter. But as you can see, this green is just, it's one of those unique greens that I think everyone should have. I think this palette's actually one of my favorites. Okay, and then also she has this loose shadow right here, which is also one of my favorites in the launch because it's just so bright and it's just so fresh. Get a little bit here on my hand so you can see it. But it's this bright green. It is frosty. All of the loose shadows are frosty or shimmery, just depending. So this one I would say is more frosty. And then the third green in the launch is this one right here. Oh, I forgot to tell you what this one was called. There you go. You guys can see that. And then this one right here is this dark green one. Let's see the name, Junebug. Which it's perfect because it does look like a June bug, and it's just this really forest green with these sparkles to it, and it looks like a June bug, or even like, ugh, I don't want to say, but like a fly. You know how like flies have that sparkle to it? But it's just amazing, and the camera can actually pick it up. There you go, I just kind of pat it down there. Very, very pretty, impressive colors. So if you're looking for green, Midori, Junebug, you name it, all of them are just amazing. I think that if you're going to get one, though, I would recommend Midori just because of the unique green and intensity that it has.